Good morning, everyone. Okay, I haven't had an upload on here for a video for a few days. I've been having a bit of a think about what to put up. And I've been seeing if anybody's going to put up any comments, and they haven't yet. So if anybody sees my video, please type up some comments. At the moment, I'm wondering whether none of you like me. Nobody's put any comments up. And now, after saying that, you're probably going to have a heap of people that'll say exactly that. Nevertheless, let's continue. Now, today I want to talk about a few things. Naturally, the thing that got me on here was Cab, aka Michael, in regards to the treatment of redheaded people. I wanted to expand on that as well as bullying in school. Now, as you all may know from my channel, I am 35 years old. So it's a bit of reflecting on my days back in school and now as a redhead, how I'm treated. Cab hasn't put anything on. I've noticed a lot of your comments on there. A lot of people do take the piss out of this poor bastard. He really has copped it hard, and I don't blame him for not putting anything up. Some of you think it could be an act. Some of you think he is just an absolute Fruit Loop. And others just like to take an easy pot shot. There are some people that are easy targets, and I've found a lot of the comments on there are just that. It's an easy target, let's pick on Michael. And you get your kick, you get your giggle, and you move on. I've gone through that. So where Michael is at right now, I've gone through all that. I'm sure Michael will post a video. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't had a chance to speak to Michael yet one-on-one. I hope to do so because I think Michael's got a lot to offer, and I'd like to help him any way that I can. Now, in relation to bullying in schools, and this does not just apply to redheads. Let's be honest. There are bullies in any age group, but it does start in school. And a lot can be said for the parents of the bullies, and a lot can be said for the teachers at the school and the support that they receive from education departments around the world. Now, the worrying thing that I've got about this is that it seems to be acceptable that bullying is part of school. Yes, schools come out and say they have a policy on bullying, and principals will get up there and do the political correct thing, and they will say that. Executive teachers will say that. It's because that is what they have to say. Now, I was bullied at school. I got into... Oh, sorry about that, guys. I got into a number of fights. They were mainly verbal fights of people picking on me, wanting to see my face change colour because I'm a redhead with fair skin. So naturally, when I got fired up, my face turned red. And most of the time in class, what the kids would do, they would wait for the teacher to leave the room, and then they would pick on me. And they'd call me all kinds of names. Or they'd set me up to get angry. So these kids were very sly, very cunning. And as soon as the teacher came into the room, naturally, I would be all fired up and cranky. I'd be red in the face. The teacher wouldn't want to hear my explanation, and I'd be the one that'd get sent outside while the kids sat back in class, giggling their asses off that they got the best out of me. They got a rise. The teachers, I'm sorry for any of you out there that may be watching this, the teachers were weak. Some of those teachers that I've seen since, geez, how political correct I should be here. I wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. So I'm sure that one might be replayed now and again. They were weak. They really were weak. There was only one or two that had the strength to support me. But most of the time, they were a no-show. Off the record, I was told by numerous people linked to education that it was, and this includes even going into high school, the teachers were weak then as well. High school was worse because that's when the violence really did rear its head. It is easier for teachers, school staff, principals to deal with the victim than it is the bully. There are many parents out there that do not want to acknowledge that their children are bullies. There are many parents out there that encourage their children to be bullies. That's where the problem lies, is that there's not enough legal threat towards parents to keep their little anti-Christ bastard children in line. And some of these kids are really nasty. And the parents don't chastise them. The parents don't keep them in line. The parents don't put the fear of God into them to say, you can't act that way. You can't treat people that way. The school staff, they don't want the bother. It's easier to console a victim and bring their parents in saying, we are so sorry about this issue. We are so sorry that your child's been bullied. There's not much we can do apart from separating the children in class or at recess and lunch. That's the way it is. It seems to be very acceptable. Now, this stands for anybody of a different race, a different colour, their height, their weight, their sexuality, including the tall poppy syndrome of people that are talented, whether it be in singing, acting, anybody creative in that type of way. Anybody that is puts themselves out there that is noticeable, they're a target. It seems to be acceptable that that's okay to be a target. Well, it's not okay, and it's wrong, and that's why I support Michael Coppercab. I can understand his anger. All of us know the way that he's gone about it. It's not wrong. It's unfortunately he's brought it to a head in a very cranky way, and I don't blame him. And I'm sorry that he's gotten picked on again. That's why I know there's some positive things that people like Michael and myself, we can do. And I do want to get to the positives because it can't be negative all the time. Oh, wow, I'm running a bit over today. I must be thinking on my feet well. I'm getting better at this. So what are the answers to stopping this bullying? Well, simply, governments worldwide have to arm teachers with the laws that can stop the bullying in school. The governments worldwide need to bring in laws that prevent the bullying at home, because that's where it's going to start. Mum and dads need to know. I mean, I'm not a parent myself, and one day when I am, it would apply to me too for what I'm about to say. If your son or daughter is bullying another person at school, there is absolutely no reason why they shouldn't be fined. They should be legally dealt with in some way, because while your child is underage, the parent is responsible. And I know mums and dads out there mightn't like that, but the buck stops with you before the kids get to school. And there's plenty of parents out there that really don't give a shit. And they don't care if their kids are bullying, because they're not there to see it. They don't care about the effect that it has on the children that are getting bullied. The families of those kids that go through the bullying go through absolute hell. I didn't tell my mum and dad the half of it, simply because I just didn't want to upset them. And there may be friends that might see this online. I've had a couple of friends over the years, not many, but some that have come up to me and apologised for the way they treated me in school. And they said, look, it was just really wrong of me to do that, and I'm so sorry that happened. It does make you upset inside, but you certainly don't show it, because it can get you a little bit emotional. So there are people out there that do have a heart, that realise the screw-ups that they've made when they're young, and can turn around and say, I'm sorry for being such a bastard to you. So that's what I've talked about today. We do have to find positive